I'm going to show you how to cast on. This is a cast on that you can use for anything, for any kind of socks. It is a stretchy cast on. I'm going to cast on with these large circular needles. This is US 1 2.25 millimeter Gu. And actually they're my favorite needles for socks. The cable here doesn't hold its shape. It's nice and flexible, which is great for moving around and doing magic loop. To start, you're going to grab the center of your ball of yarn and wherever the outside yarn is, and you're going to use both of these in your cast on. So try to put them as evenly as you can. Then you're going to leave a bit of a tail, and you're just going to do just a knot to hold them together, just like that. And then you're going to take one of the needles in your dominant hand, and you're just going to rest it on top of the knot, and you can hold the tail here with your hand. And then you're going to split up the yarn for a long tail cast on. So I'm going to do that again. You're just going to grab those two strands here, and you're going to use your index and your thumb, and you're going to just split them up. And my hand here, the rest of my fingers are just holding the other two strands of yarn. Once you have this position here, you're going to go and reach for the outside, and you're going to grab. So you're going to go around, you're going to grab here, and you're going to come back and grab on this side, and then you're going to dip your thumb down and pass it through. And then I just push with my thumb here. So I'm going to show this again. So I like to go like this here so I can see. You're going to go underneath this outer yarn here. You're going to grab the one that's on the inside with your needle, and you come back, and then you're going to go across, and then just grab the one that's hanging off of your index finger, and then your thumb here simultaneously is going to dip down, and then there's a loop here that you're just going to pass through. And then to kind of tidy it up, you use your thumb to just tighten that tension up a little bit. So now I'm going to do it in a swift motion. So under, grab, over, thumb down, through, and adjust. And then you're just going to keep on doing this until you have the amount of stitches that you need. I'm going to cast on 64 stitches because this is what I need for the size medium. Once you've got all of the stitches that you need, you're going to decide which of the two yarns that you want to keep to work with. I personally like the center pole, so I'm just going to trace it back from my ball of yarn. So this is going to be my working yarn. And now this yarn here, I'm going to leave a tail, and then I'm just going to cut it, and then you can weave that in later. Now to set up for knitting in the round with the magic loop, make sure that your stitches are not twisted, and I'm going to count to midway through my stitches. So if I have 64 stitches, I'm going to count up to 32. Okay, so I found my middle here. I'm going to scooch down so that I'm within the cable of the needles. I'm just going to hang on to my spot in the stitches here. And it's easier if you just go quite a bit down so that you can actually get some cable. And then I like to just bend the cable like this and just push my stitches down and pull on the cable here. Once you've done that, make sure to tidy up your stitches on either side. And then I like to get the cables nice and even, so you can slide them down here so that your two needles can be side by side. I prefer having my working yarn in the back, so I'm just going to swap them around here. Adjust the yarn, detangle everything you gotta do, and then make sure everything is lined up nicely. So here it's a little twisted. You don't want to twist before you start working on your project. So now 32 stitches, one on each side, held parallel, and you're going to scooch them up to your needle to start working. And just make sure you don't twist them when you do that. I cast on a little snug here, but just gonna scooch them a little bit at a time. And then when you're ready to work, you're going to hold on to the front needle here, and you're just going to pull the back needle, and you're going to work like this. And that's how I knit with magic loop. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to do the twisted rib for a type of sock cuff. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that this tutorial was helpful.